serpent, thou art loose.
I think we've all noticed it. Whenever there's a new rap girlie on the scene, someone is always ready to shoot and start a beef. Even with girls that admire her, she truly has turned herself into the villain of female rap. And her name is Nicki Minaj. It pretty much started back in 2014 when Iggy Azalea was starting to pop really hard, which must have triggered Nicki even back then when she was pretty much the only mainstream female rapper. And it was clear that she was by far the best one. Iggy succeeding didn't just trigger Nicki's insecurities, but also an awful lot of passive-aggressive tweets, and let's not forget her throwing shade at Iggy at the BETs in 2014. This definitely wasn't the last incident of her throwing shade or even more at upcoming artists. Remy Ma dropped Cheddar in 2017, accusing Nicki of stealing lyrics, having botched surgeries, and being unauthentic. You know how that ended. It didn't even matter what Remy spit. Barbs were basically bullying her off the internet. A drama surely no one forgot was Nicki vs Cardi in 2018. Nicki was scared, but not for no reason. Cardi boomed onto the scene after her time as a stripper, as if her label wanted to throw Nicki off her throne. That was at least the theory. Nicki, once again, started accusing Cardi's label of pushing her to the point where she'd be ahead of Nicki. You might wonder why they collaborated then. Well, Quavo presented Motorsports as a song, where she would be the only feature. Prior to dropping it though, he asked if Cardi could be added. Their drama continued throughout the years. Though they're not on good terms, most of the talking is done by the fan bases. Fast forward to the beginning of the peak. It's 2019, Megan the Hot Girl coach finally blew up, and everyone is living their hot girl summer. She even managed to get a song with Nicki. But it all went downhill with one Instagram live. This was around the time when Nicki was trying to get pregnant, but wasn't yet. They were having fun, celebrating their new release, until Meg offers Nicki a drink. Alcohol to be exact. Nicki told Meg that she was pregnant. That was just a lie, as we found out later in a few tweets. This caused Nicki to be mad, like really mad at Megan. Later on, we also found out that Meg allegedly told Nicki to just get an abortion. But more to that later. It was quiet for some time between Nicki and Megan until Miss Lotto finally got some attention by Nicki. Not positive though, once again. Nicki was complaining about Super Freaky Girl being put into the pop category by the Grammys, but not Big Energy by Lotto. The rant just continued over to Twitter and even private DMs. Miss Lotto also started not just throwing shade, but a whole tree at Nicki. First bringing up her husband, Kenneth Petty, who is a registered sex offender, and then also bringing up her brother, Jelani Mirage, who was supposed to serve 25 years in prison after sexually assaulting a child. But Nicki paid his bail out, so this whole drama also included Nicki shedding a few other rap girlies, including Bigfoot. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, that's the first time Nicki called Megan Bigfoot. Lotto has often said that Nicki is her biggest inspiration, but since that incident, she's been avoiding to even mention Nicki. It's 2023. Megan is recovering from the loss of her mother and the whole debacle between her, Tory Lanez, and her ex-best friend. As we all know, she took a pretty long break, which was unusual for her. She brought a stop to the little hiatus with a rock-esque single, Cobra, even releasing a rock version with the band Spirit Box. This was her first single to the whole Snake theme, and then she dropped the bomb, Hiss. Released January 2024, shooting at basically a bunch of rappers, but the most obvious one was Drake with the BBL line. And one bar was enough to make the queen go absolutely crazy, and she wasn't even mentioned. The line, Bees ain't mad at Megan, Bees mad at Megan's Law, which could have been directed at anyone who's a sex offender. But if the shoe fits, Nicki gon' wear it. The bar ultimately resulted in Nicki going on a coke rant for about 3 days. The funny part is that Megan never even responded to the release of her self-titled album with the intro song Rattle. She was making up lies, talking about how she shouldn't be the one talking about family because she's lying on her damn mama. A line that we will hear a lot more from now on. Also claiming that her husband, Kenneth Petty, was innocent and how he was being lied on, while he pled guilty all the way back in 2013. And in 2020, he also failed to register as a sex offender and pled guilty for that in 2022. On her little coke rant, she was also very active on Twitter and Instagram Live. One of her earlier tweets during the rant was about how Party, Megan's ex, spilled all the tea between them while she was recovering from the Tory Lanez thingy. Which makes me think, she must have been really tuned in during that time. She was trying her hardest to get everyone on her side. She even retweeted a post uplifting Megan's ex-best friend, Kelsey, who played a big role in the whole Tory Lanez situation. Which is crazy to think about. Just a few years ago, when Lay Ann, an ex-member of Little Mix, gave birth to her firstborn, Nicki was bashing her, telling her to shove it up her butthole. Wow, Nicki's such a nice person, am I right? In another tweet, she revealed that she wasn't even pregnant when she told Megan. So she was lying at Megan to start a beef? That tweet is also deleted by now. She also claimed to be a genuine person who's happy for people that find love. One thing that has me laughing is when Nicki said that Megan had her eyes on her husband. I feel like Nicki is one of those girls that have the most interesting boyfriend and still swear that everybody wants their man. Another really weird detail is that Nicki promoted Party's answer diss to Cobra, but Megan was quick to hop on Instagram Live and say that Cobra wasn't even about him. And she again keeps tags on Megan because there's no way she knows all of this without actively keeping up. She even congratulated Ben Shapiro for hitting #1 on iTunes because he was siding with her. You know you did something wrong when Ben Shapiro, of all people, is agreeing with you. Her contradicting tweets just don't stop yet. A few more followed. In one, she stated that Megan doesn't want to drop a Respun song because she would have embarrassing numbers. In another one, she claimed that she had the Bigfoot beat for around 6 years now, and that Megan doesn't want to respond because she needs a week-long ghostwriting session to get back at Nicki. Those things just don't add up at all, especially not when thinking about the fact that his was #1 while Bigfoot peaked at 23. Another example of Nicki being, well, the villain is her expecting a praise for not charging Megan for the verse on Hot Girl Summer. But I feel like she needed to hop on the track anyways to revive her career, as this was during the time where she wasn't doing particularly good with her music. Besides that, do you see Beyonce crying about not getting praised after giving a free verse? I don't think so. Just 2 days after his release, Nicki dropped her, well, not diss track, Bigfoot, a song filled with made up lies and multiple shots at Megan, and a 2-minute ASMR part where she threatened her with proof and a lot more tea if she didn't respond in 24 hours. She never spilled the tea. She also got insanely mad whenever anyone called the song a diss track, but failing to answer the question what she would call it. Shortly after the release, she also tweeted that she was ready to empty the clip if she even did as much as breathe wrong. And not a single of those additional 5 songs ever dropped, by the way. You guys, I'm not trying to downplay Nicki's achievements, but her acting like upcoming female artists owe her something is insane. It's a repeating cycle. Cardi, Lotto, Megan, and those are just the big names. It wouldn't surprise me if she straight up shoots against Ice Spice after using her for clout. Ice Spice is a whole nother story though. She's turning and twisting the story to her needs every time. What do we learn from this? Never meet your idols. At least in this case. To be more exact, Nicki is the problem of the whole story, once again. Lotto was, as we know, a die-hard bar, but we know how that ended. But Nicki also started commenting and DMing people on TikTok. It wasn't nice stuff, just a whole bunch of hating nonsense. Even after bringing race into it, she acted like the victim once again. Which is crazy coming from her after posting a picture of an AI-generated Bigfoot drinking to promote her diss against Megan. People are getting tired of Nicki, and she is never taking accountability for her actions because of her fan base, which is guarding her from everything, making her seem like the deserving queen of everything. Tell me down in the comments what you think about this. But that was pretty much it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. See you next time.